What is up, everyone? All right, so obviously I've been dropping like a whole bunch of videos lately, but this is the weekly vlog because it is a Monday, and I'm like I said, because I'm dropping all these videos and doing all this content and stuff like that because I don't know how much longer. I know it's starting to sound like a bit of a broken record, but I don't know how much longer I'm gonna be able to do it. So I'm trying to just get as much of what I'm trying to say out before things go the way that they normally go for poor black people in this country, right? So, with that being said, yeah, I'm like I said, I'm depressed right now. I'm actually in a really bad spot, like mentally and financially, so to speak. So I'm just trying my best to sort of keep myself in a better, I'm trying to keep myself in a better mind state. Does that make sense? I'm trying my best to put myself, try to think positively and try to like look towards things for the future. Because I always find myself saying, I'm here now. I am here. I am 20 minutes away from my dream, and I'm trying to move forward in my life. All I just need is maybe a better job, or I need to. It's like I keep telling myself and thinking positively and having all of these I always give myself these positive affirmations, and then I do my taxes and I find out that I'm getting $300 back. Okay, yeah. Not only do I get $300 back, but for some strange reason, like now I gotta pay money. So I was supposed to actually get a little bit more money back, but because I had to pay, now I'm getting back only $300. So it's like, well, it kind of depends on who you actually file with, and it's like, no, it doesn't. It kind of doesn't. I tried filing with somebody else that was kind of like around the same wheelhouse because I still had to pay because because of this retirement thing that apparently I was at with my last job. When I quit that last job, it gave me my, it was like a severance pay, so to speak. I don't know, but they gave me that and just like, good luck in your endeavors. And now it's like, oh yeah, by the way, you got to pay us that back. So yeah, $300 on my taxes. That's not rent. That is less than half of rent. Speaking of rent, like I said, I'm in a really, like I said, I'm in a really bad spot financially, and I kind of normally look forward to tax season so I can like get a little bit of money just sort of to build myself back up and get myself back into the swing of things. Because right now I have like $0, man. Like I have $0, and I think the reason why I hate, I kind of didn't want to say that I don't have any money because I don't want it to sound like I'm asking, hey guys, please give me money. No, I'm not doing that. I don't like asking for money, but I also don't like talking about the fact that I'm financially unstable because there's always people who are like either A, rich, or B, delusional, basically like telling me, well, if you're poor, dude, just invest money. You know what I'm saying? Which is like the biggest con on the planet because the more I learn about investing money, the more I learn about like that whole realm of everything, the more it just sounds like a bunch of rich people playing with money. They just basically said, well, we could use this money to actually help benefit everybody and kind of help everyone, or we could just put it into this little casino thing and watch our money grow. Because at the end of the day, investments is basically like bank accounts for rich people. Well, what they do is they put their money into certain investments, and depending on like certain circumstances of said investments, their money either grows or decreases. And when the money grows, they just take the money out and then put the money back in, vice versa. And the thing is that like you don't see big money unless you put big money in. And I don't have big money. I always say this: if I put $1 into an investment and don't get $10 back, the whole market just looks like a big scam to me. Like I don't have money to do that. You know what I'm saying? So it's like the way I see it is, if you can suggest investments, you can give the poor people money or do something. If you have enough money from investments to recommend that other people do investments, you have enough money to actually help the people who need the help. I'm not saying just give them money, but it's like if you're making a crap ton of money, buy an abandoned building and just tell people they can go crash in it. You know what I mean? Like buy some land and just tell people that they can build on it. You know what I mean? Just do something. It's like, don't just tell people, yo, you got to get into this investment thing. It's like, bro, I'm poor. I don't have money. So yeah, that's one thing. Another thing, reason why I don't like I said, I don't like asking people for money because one, I don't like owing people, and two, I don't like being in a situation where I have to, like I said, before I got here, I was doing pretty well financially. I was actually not doing pretty well. I was doing okay. I wasn't rich, but I was comfortable. I had money saved up. It wasn't a lot of money, but I had money saved up. Now I have no money saved up, and I'm in so much debt that I'm like, I'm glad I don't have kids right now. So there's that. And once again, when I go into this financial, like when I go into this rut, when I go into this perspective that I was like, I'm in a financial hellhole. I sorry for the swears, but once I realize that, the first thing I do is immediately go straight to, like I say, like my brain immediately goes straight into political mode. And like, because it's like, technically the whole reason why things are as bad as they are is because rich people want money and rich people want control. You know what I'm saying? There's Republicans out here who are just really trying really hard to bring back slavery, and what better way to do that than to financially oppress poor people? You know what I mean? Because if there's going to be rich options, if everything has to be expensive, there should be poor options too. I'm talking about, there should be houses that should just, like, if we're going to have expensive houses over here, we should have houses that cost absolutely nothing over here, just so people can just rest their head. Like, why isn't there a poor option? Why isn't there a broke people option? Why isn't there cheaper options? Why does everything have to go up in price? Why can't there just be stuff that are free? If we're gonna have expensive stuff, why don't we just have free stuff too? Just balance things out. You know what I mean? It's like, because at the end of the day, it's like, well, if you have free stuff, then nobody's gonna get paid, and it's gonna be like, it's like, yeah, but it's like people will still get paid because there's also expensive things. You know what I mean? It's like, like, once again, it'll be balanced out. You'll have expensive stuff for the people who can afford the expensive stuff, and that same thing could also be for free, in other things. Like, if we literally have like, what, like 20 pieces, we have like literally 20 types of a chicken sandwich, and they all cost money. We can't have one chicken sandwich that costs nothing. We can't just have one chicken sandwich that costs nothing. Doesn't make any sense. We have a free market where there's like 80 billion ways to like create one thing that's kind of like, that's just like an idea of something else, and instead we have like no free. And it's like, imagine having like 80 billion options and not being able to afford one. You know what I mean? It's just weird to me. Like, it couldn't be me. You got all these choices and I can't buy anything. It's just wild. Like, I really hate the fact that it's like, it's like, and like I said, I always go back to the fact that, like, I'm not really that good in school. I'm not that good in school. Like, I can learn stuff on my own. You know what I mean? Like, I just need the free time to be able to do it. But I rarely ever get the free time because I'm usually working or panicking, and it hurts. But like I said, when I do get the free time to try to learn something, you know what I mean? I realize that, like, in order to learn something, I have to try to get myself like mentally prepared for it. Like, I have to read a sentence maybe about, like, depending on how complicated something is, I have to read a sentence like 4 or 5 times in order to get something that somebody else could probably read twice and get it like that. You know what I mean? I don't consider myself the smartest person. I don't consider myself the best thinker, and I don't consider myself to be like, somebody who is good at studying and good at. I am good at studying. I will say that I'm good at, like, if I like something, if I'm passionate about something, I'm gonna learn at least enough, as much as I can about it. You know what I mean? But it's like, I'm realizing now that, like, I'm not good at writing essays, and it's like, the thing that's really stressing me out is that, like, I'm going through all of this just because I'm not good in school. Like, because, like, because once again, like, a lot of people who succeed in America, a lot of people who do really well for themselves in this country are either people who are like, college graduates, military people, or people who just happen to have, or people who just happen to have like college graduates and military people in their family. There's only like so many ways to become like a higher class in this country, and the problem is that every job should have that kind of potential, but because rich people don't believe that every job is even like relevant or good, it just they just say, nah, man, only these jobs right here should like move you up to our level. Those other jobs, yeah, who cares about them? Which I believe to be kind of weird, because technically speaking, every job is valuable. Every job is important. I would dare say that, like, a person who flips burgers is still a cook. You know what I'm saying? Like, and cooks are more valuable than CEOs are. You know what I mean? Teachers are more valuable than financial analysts are, because if money wasn't a concept, financial analysts wouldn't be doing anything. They'd be kind of useless. It's like, you actually have people who work on the floor at every job, and then there's people who are up here who do very little of anything. And I'm supposed to believe that the people up here are more valuable than the people down here. I don't even see the people up here. You know what I mean? Like, if America is a pyramid, and if America is a pyramid where there's a top level and a bottom level of like people in, like, if there is a social hierarchy, then anything bad that happens, like any kind of form of collapse or something, should happen to the rich people first. Like, poor people shouldn't be under the threat of homelessness just because we can't afford any money, because the people who control the money are the people who are at the top. We shouldn't suffer for their flub ups. If they want the power, they should also have the responsibility as well. It makes no sense that they have all this power, all this authority, and absolutely no responsibility. Meanwhile, us at the bottom of the ladder, who just trying to survive out here, are basically have to eat every single terrible thing that happens from their mistakes. It's just wild to me. Especially because, like, rich people and the upper people in the hierarchy, they're terrible at their jobs. You know what I mean? Like, rich people should not be in charge of anything, because we basically, like, we live in a nation ran by rich people, and everything is kind of bad. Well, you say that while you have your YouTube. You're saying that on YouTube, owned by a rich person, and a home owned by a rich person. Everything that you have is because of rich people, and that's the problem. Because everything is expensive. Think about that real quick. If everything is expensive, and I have to work to be able to maintain it. So it's like, and I'm trying to work to maintain it, but it's like every single time I try to work to maintain it, prices just keep going up. So it's like I can work and get nothing for the basic necessities, man. I shouldn't have to be famous. I shouldn't have to try to make myself famous just to get a place to live, food to eat, and a car to drive. You see what I mean? Like, I shouldn't have to be trying to go viral on the internet for that. I should be able to work any job and get these basic necessities. And it's kind of weird that the situation kind of doesn't involve that, because there's no poor option. There's no cheaper option. There's no, houses are expensive now. A place to live is expensive. A car is expensive. In a nation that has trains in certain parts of it, we still get overcharged just to have a car. Food. Remember when fast food was cheap? Remember that? Nobody? Yeah, man, fast food used to be cheap, bro. $2 could get you like I want to say $20 could get you a. Now $20 can get you a. You know what I mean? And it's like, and it's like we always act like, my whole thing is that, like, one thing I'm starting to notice is that, like, we normalize a lot of things. And normalize is a word I just made up. Where we basically kind of ignore something, and we ignore something so much that we make it normal. I don't believe that inflation is normal. I don't believe prices going up is just something that happens. I believe that the prices going up is basically rich people saying that they want more money, and they're going to get more money. And because they want more money, and like I said, it's either out of greed, because they just want more money just to have it, or because of an obsession with, like, control and a desire to bring back slavery. Because what better way to oppress people than to have them work for crazy hours for basic things, for crazy hours for basic necessities that they probably would just never get, because people just keep raising the price up. Like, you got to be quicker than that. So, there's that. In any case, though, like, I do know that, but I also want to believe that things are going to get better. You know what I mean? Like I say, I'm telling myself that things will improve, things will get better, things can look up. I want to believe that Donald Trump will lose the election. I need to believe that, because I want to believe that parents, that there are parents out there who saw Republicans say that they can't do anything after they saw children get massacred out of school. I want to believe that those parents are going to vote against the oppressors. I want to believe that there's less bigots and less racists and less white supremacists and less sociopaths. And I want to believe that there's people who genuinely believe in helping out everyone instead of just helping out a few people who just happen to not need help at all. I want to believe that like Donald Trump won't win because people are starting to like realize exactly how bad Donald Trump and his goons are. Like they're trying to do a whole civil war right now, just so they can like just because they want to harass and make life miserable for brown people at the border. Still, you see what I'm saying? Like that's what I want to believe. I want to believe that people are starting to like realize that these guys are the bad guys and nobody should vote for them anymore. I want to say this right now. I hate Republicans. I can't stand them. But I don't want them to like be. I don't want them to be oppressed. And if me not being oppressed means them not being oppressed either, I would rather the option that option rather than oh well vote for them being oppressed because but it also means me being oppressed. I don't want to stab them and stab myself at the same time. I want to pull the knife. I want to pull the knife out of everybody. You see what I'm saying? But that's just how I see things, and I want to believe that in the case is literally, and it's like I'm not saying vote for Joe Biden. By the way, I'm not. I'm just saying I want to believe that Donald Trump will lose because people are starting to wise up to how evil the right wing is being, and people with common sense shouldn't want that. And I want to believe that people with common sense make up the majority of the country. Because it's not like I said, it's not just Donald Trump. It's Donald Trump and his lackeys and his, it's like I want to believe that people are looking at Solid Project 2025 and are like, we don't want that. We're gonna vote against that. We're gonna challenge that. So there's that. I have to believe that because it doesn't, because like I don't want to do the whole hopelessness thing anymore. I don't want to think that nothing can change for the better. You know what I'm saying? We now see what the problem is. We now know what the problem is. We've seen on historical levels what led to this. And I want to believe that everybody that kind of moves forward, will. So there's that. Oh my goodness. I'm sorry. This is almost 20 minutes and I apologize for that. But yeah, like I guess but yeah though that's my positive thought. My positive thought is that Donald Trump will lose because people are becoming less evil and people are becoming more compassionate, more respectful, more kind. They're starting to get more sense. And even if that doesn't happen, I mean, first off, I'm gonna get killed. I'm black. I'm dead I'm dead if it doesn't happen. So like at the end of the day, it's like I'm not gonna live long enough to see how bad things are going to go if he wins. But I want to believe that he won't because people are becoming better. Bullying is not cool anymore. Sorry for the long video. Y'all be easy. Love and peace.